They made a whole movie series on giant dinosaurs coming out of the swamps with DNA, and of course it ruined Bill Clinton's career. But what about motoDNA? What do we know about that? Well, absolutely nothing. That's why we're here at Sydney Motorsport Park for motoDNA. Let's go and check it out. And who better person to talk to than the Director of Coaching from motoDNA, Mark Irish McVie. Hello, Mark.
G'day, Jonesy. How are you?
I'm great. I can listen to that accent all day.
Thanks very much. Yours isn't too shabby.
See, look, I didn't know this would be a flattery session, but let's talk about motoDNA and who comes along to this.
Boys and girls and mums and dads from about 9 years old to 80 years old. So we train adults that want to ride on the road, and we teach them advanced skills so they've got a better understanding of their limit and the limit of their motorcycle. And that basically transfers when they go on the road. They're obviously riding at a much lower limit, but because they've got the higher skill, they're less likely to have a problem with a survival reaction on the road.
But what do you get when you pay your money to come for a motoDNA course? Hopefully you'll be talking to some sort of expert. Kevin McGee's here. Do you know of any motorcycling experts?
Yeah, there's quite a few, and there's a few of us at DNA, and I did say us. There's Peter Goddard, Mark Willis at this particular one. Normally there's guys like Gary McCoy, 500 Grand Prix winners and things like that.
What is the most basic thing that you can teach someone who's just got their P's on their bike? What's the most basic thing you can teach them?
Motorcycle's a complex piece of machinery because it needs so many different inputs, because you steer with the foot pegs, you steer with the handlebars, you do so many more things with the arm, like right arm, for example, is steering, brakes and throttle.
You've got to multitask.
It's more complex than that.
What, more complex than multitasking?
Multitasking is easy.
Who are better riders, men or women, if that's the case?
People.
People, but women are great multitaskers. They say men are hopeless.
Oh, I reckon that's a little bit of a myth.
Really? Belinda, you are a woman?
Yes.
Can you answer that question? Are men better riders than women?
Not necessarily, no. No.
What, you can't answer the question, or...?
I can answer it. Women are just as good.
Just as good. Nice diplomatic answer. So how long have you been doing this for? How long have you been riding for?
I've been riding for 20 years, but with a break of 15 years, so only returning back to the track and the bike in the last 10 months.
Right, and why did you have a break?
To become a mother.
Of course. It just doesn't look good when a pregnant woman rides a bike, does it?
Certainly not.
You might as well be holding a can of beer and a cigarette as well. And what about the next level of racing superstars on the track? Where will they be in, say, 5 or 6 years from now? Well, let's ask one. Troy Gunther. Hello, Troy.
Hey, how's it going?
Mate, I'm going very well. Let's talk about you. How good are you?
I'd like to say I'm pretty good. I mean, I've had international racing experience. I've won national titles, so I'd like to be humble about it, but I'll say I'm a good rider, yeah.
So, would you be like the next Casey Stoner? That be possible?
I believe I've got the potential to do so. I mean, I'm putting my family in, putting everything into this. They believe in me and I believe in myself, so I'm going to give it all.
Who are the guys that should be here?
Well, the guys that should be here are the highest accident statistics, you know, and they're sort of 45 to 55 year old, and we are working hard to try and get those guys here, but they're probably the lower attendance demographic at the minute.
I've found that you can never not benefit from some training.
Yeah, I mean, it's really some of the skills that you need, like for emergency braking, for example, they really should be instinctive, but we don't practice emergency braking every day or every week or even every month sometimes, so it's just good to come along to the training. We use a lot of video cameras here so we can show the students how they're riding with the video, and that makes it really clear what they need to do.
So this is where better riders are made. And quite frankly, I've learned a bunch of stuff today, and I haven't even really ridden. So think about that next time you're out there on the mean streets. Get some motoDNA.